right, let's dig into adult development theory. Now, this might seem like a real snoozer of a topic, but I guarantee you it is a game changer. Back in the 1980s, Dr. Robert Kegan, he's a psychologist and Harvard professor, was scratching his head at the current developmental theories of the day. Folks like Piaget would only study kids, the assumption being that the development all happens when we're kids up into about age 18, and then nothing. We just keep going just the way we always have. And he rightly said, BS, we actually do evolve and change and grow over time. And he created the adult development theory, in which there are 5 stages that adults can, but don't always, move through. I'm going to focus on 2 of them, but before I get to that, let's talk about what development is. All right, we can look at development in 2 ways, horizontal and vertical. Horizontal development is essentially skill building. We're learning new things. It might be me taking up photography and improving over time. It might be learning how to better compete in an AI world. But fundamentally, our sense of self is the same. Our worldviews are still the same. We're simply enhancing our world. Conversely, vertical development is a fundamental shift. It is like caterpillar to butterfly, or discovering that the earth is round. We suddenly have new perspectives. So in this vertical development, we grow both downwards, we're getting more rooted, a sense of groundedness, and we're also growing upward, vertically. Think of it like you're in a glass elevator going up the tallest building in the world. And as you rise, you see more, you get more perspectives. You realize that the assumptions you were making on the ground floor actually aren't true at all. So everything comes into question, our beliefs, our values, our role in the world, and we need to redefine all of those for ourselves. So that's when this shift to self-authorship comes into play. Now, the first of the 2 stages we're going to talk about is socialized mind. And socialized mind is a stage that everyone moves through. It's when our sense of self and our worldviews are informed by the world around us, by our societies, friends, parents, teachers, siblings, lovers, you name it. We're constantly bombarded with messages from the outside world telling us, even as young kids, that who we are is not okay and we need to be something different. Now, often we don't even realize we're in socialized mind. We think that we're in control of ourselves, but there are a few clues. 1, we really care what other people think. We either ask opinions a lot, we aren't sure about ourselves. Maybe we're worried about what we should wear or if we're saying the right thing. We always have this thought in the background that we need somebody else's validation. It could be imposter syndrome or that inner critic that never shuts up. For me, it was the word should. I should all over myself, multiple times a day, every day for decades. I should do this. I should be more of that. I should work on that. I shouldn't have done that. Should was this refrain running through the background. But who decided? Who is this magic person who decided how everything should be? That is socialized mind running in the background. The need for status, paying attention to what we wear, the size of our house, what we drive, where we work, how much money we make. That's all a sense of comparison against the standards of socialized mind. Blaming others, this is a big one. So often in socialized mind, we are dependent on other people to act in a way that will help us feel how we want to feel. So when somebody acts in a way that we don't like, it's easy to blame them, maybe try to manipulate them, shame them into acting in a way that we want to feel. And we don't realize that we have the power to choose. We have the power to create our own realities. So we hang out here in socialized mind for this sense of belonging. It's why we're here. We want to fit in. And yet we don't feel a sense of belonging. We don't feel connected. We don't feel safe. And that creates this constant sense of anxiety that's just running in the background. Now, about 35% of all adults, 3 out of 10, evolve to self-authoring mind. And in self-authoring, that is when we're in the glass elevator and we're rising up floor 5, floor 10, floor 20, floor 30, and suddenly we start seeing more information. We are disconnecting the need that we have, the umbilical cord to the outside world, and we are beginning to establish our own sense of self. Now here, we're no longer following somebody else's script. We are writing our own narrative. We're no longer worried what other people think. That's a huge relief. That inner critic starts quieting down. We have a lot more inner confidence, a greater sense of inner security. Now, limitations. Limitations is a big one. We are no longer perceiving limitations as things that we need to work on or things to be ashamed of, but we actually use them constructively as what I call design constraints. We are just accepting and embracing the fact that they are part of who we are as unique individuals, and we use them as criteria as we begin to design the world around us to fit us better. Relationships improve because we know ourselves better, and now we can make more informed choices about people who are most compatible to us. And lastly, we're free, really free to become the best version of ourselves, instead of spending so much time and energy and money trying to be something that we're not. So transitioning from socialized mind to self-authoring mind isn't easy. If it was, everyone would be doing it. It takes time, reflection, really challenging a lot of assumptions and having the courage to go deeper. But you're an O-type, so you're a status quo challenger. This journey is for you.